page 3, we also have another study by Burson and Associates. And the reason I'm giving you this stuff, go back to your organizations, and if you want to, kind of justify and provide a rationale for why coaching is important, you can cite these studies. There are many more out there. How real learning occurs? It doesn't occur typically and only through formal learning. That's what we do, right? That's what we build, is training programs. Okay? Unfortunately, only about 15% of actual learning happens in an organization through formal training programs. We provide documentation, we provide job aids, we provide information system support, we provide all these things, and yet only a small percentage of real learning occurs through that. Where real learning occurs typically is through on-the-job coaching, either with an employee or with a manager. Somebody is talking to individually, talking to each one of the employees. And that's how most learning occurs, informal learning, according to Burson. And so what we want to do is we want to formalize that. We want to take advantage of the fact that if most learning occurs on the job through coaching or through some sort of communication, is there a way to make that more effective? Is there a way to make it so that each manager does a great job in that interaction? That's what coaching is about. So from a budgeting perspective, that's one side. It's also an imperative from the employee side. So before, there's nothing in your handout that, okay, there is, but look up here first, these numbers. Okay, 20%, according to Mercer and according to Towers Parent, 20% of employees are highly engaged in their work. Would you argue with me if I said highly engaged employees are more likely to perform better and to be more productive than less engaged employees? You would not argue with me. Okay? Good. I hope you don't. 42% say that their manager gives them regular feedback in their performance. Regular feedback, and listen to that. 58% don't know if they're doing the right thing. Okay? 58% out there are just like, I think nobody said anything, so I must be doing something right, right? That's scary. 29% say that they are rewarded when they do a good job. And finally, 25% indicate that their managers coach to increase or to improve their performance. Those are kind of sad, but telling numbers. And frankly, I don't think these have changed over the 17 years that I've been doing this work. They haven't changed significantly. And why is that? My position is that because managers are busy people. Managers have 10 tons of things on their plate, and if you ask them to do coaching, what's their answer?
Don't have time.
Don't have time. I have absolutely no time. I have too many employees. What do you want me to do? So what we're going to look at is a simple coaching model, something that doesn't take a lot of time. That actually puts most of the onus on the employees, not on the manager. Okay? And finally, we're going to realistically say, you know what? You can't coach everybody. Pick a few people. Don't pick everybody. Pick your top performers. I was talking with somebody earlier about talent management, right? Talent development. You got to go with the top performers. You got to go with those with the most potential. Unfortunately, and this is on page 5, unfortunately, what you have is in any organization, you get this 80-20 rule going on. And we're going to divide it. We're going to take that 20%. We're going to say 10% of them are on the left-hand side here. We're going to say that they are typically people who aren't going to make it no matter what you do. Bad job fit, bad personality, maybe psycho, whatever. They're just not going to make it. There are 10% there, right? You would, okay, 10% just aren't going to make it. And if you're like me in HR training, you want to save everybody, and I'm going to suggest to you can't. Okay? There are also 10% in the organization, I don't care how bad of a manager you are, they're going to succeed. They're going to do well. Okay? They've got the wherewithal, they've got the gumption, they've got the commitment. They're going to make it no matter how bad you are as a manager. Then you've got the 80% in the middle. We're going to call those the reachable majority. Those are the ones that aren't getting the feedback. Those are the ones that aren't really getting the recognition. Those are the ones that aren't getting the direction. We're going to call those the reachable majority. And we're going to suggest to you that managers tend to spend most of their time on the left-hand side dealing with those that can't make it. Why? We have to. High maintenance. They're the ones that are sucking up every single moment that we have. And they're draining us from our emotions and our will to live. Right? No, I mean, have you ever had a performance problem? If you have, you know what I'm talking about. You're at home at nights and you can't sleep, and your wife's going, okay, so why can't you sleep? And you're thinking about this one employee who, if you had your druthers, you would just wish that she went away somehow, or you know, and you can't. So what you have to do is you have to do all the things that are required of you. And that's, you know, following the policy, making sure that, so you're spending a lot of time. That's the 10%. You end up spending a significant amount of your time there. And unfortunately, or fortunately, when you're done spending time with them, you want to spend time with the people that are having fun. The low maintenance people, the fun people, the ones that are going to succeed without you anyway. Okay? Those are the ones that you're going to golf with because you're out at the golf course. By the way, the towels are really nice. And they have free teas downstairs, I saw that too. So unfortunately, where we spend less time as managers is exactly where we should be spending time. And that's the problem. That's the problem. So one of the things that we train our managers when we're doing this training is, okay, identify these folks and do it appropriately in terms of like the amount of time that you need to spend with them, but don't perseverate over it. They're not going to make it anyway. And these people over here, they're great, but maybe you don't need to be spending a lot of time with them. Identify one or two people in here where you can spend some time with that are going to make a significant difference. Okay? So that's where we start targeting the coaching. Okay, so if we're going to coach people, who do we coach? That's who we coach.